Hello viewers, welcome to Bob Sports YouTube. In this segment today we are going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be giving a review and some previews of the NBL games, and we're just going to go straight into it. On Wednesday we saw the first couple of games go down, and the KIU Rangers picked up a huge victory, 80-47 against the Miracle Ravens, and the Namongo Blazers took a huge win, game one against our savior. That was a very tactical game, which was very impressive for the fans and lovers of basketball. Let's just dive straight into it. So during the game of Miracle Ravens, the first quarter really set the tone for whatever ensued. It was 27-9 after the first quarter, and I didn't really think that Miracle Ravens had enough. Some of the things to point out: one, Miracle Ravens could not execute in the half court. Most of their things were through transition, and that goes on to show you the level between Miracle Ravens and KIU. Secondly, the Rangers took a couple of shots. So during the second game, when these two sides faced each other in the regular season, the shots were limited compared to when the two sides met in round one, but Miracle Ravens did not do enough defensively. They could not defend their perimeter very well. And also another thing to note is the Miracle Ravens haven't really had they've not had a full team. They had 9 players available, so but this has been affecting them throughout the whole second round. And if they can try to have people around, maybe they can have multiple options of the bench who can impact the game. Another thing to point out is Akelo Winfred did really a good defensive job, 13 rebounds in there, but only scored 4 points. Then also we talk about Brenda Adriano, did not score much. Brenda Adriano and Hanifa Namuli, they are two serious guards, had they combined for three field goals in 29 attempts. So man, it goes on to show you how things didn't go really well for them. They won't execute. So coming into game 2, they really need to work on that and perform. For the Rangers, I don't really think we talk enough about Ines, Amanio, Chirago, and so on and so forth. Those guys have been terrific, and they did a wonderful job. Also, shout outs to Fidaus, who also had a phenomenal performance. Then to flip to the big game, which was between Namongo and our savior. That game was really tough. The coach Isco really put out a starting 5 that so many fans were surprised, because I was also very surprised at the starting 5 that he put out, and they struggled a bit. But as the game progressed, they managed to come back in it. Our savior led the game by 1 point after the first quarter. Also, they led by 2 points, after the second quarter. But the fourth quarter really opened things up. The defense of the Blazers really was good, and they managed to get over the hump and win this one. A couple of things to note in this game. One, if you go back and if you watch the game, the Blazers targeted Watcher. They made sure every time he had the ball, they were not allowing him to do much. Watcher finished the game with 12 points, but all the points he had came through transition. So it goes on to show you that how well they defended him. And also the time the points came was when most of the what you could call second unit was on the court. So Ochero and Jimmy did really well to defend Watcher, and they stopped him. But we shall be waiting to see how our savior coach Moses Okwera can be able to adjust going into game 2. Also, a couple of top performances. One bigger performance to Jimmy. He was quite efficient when scoring the basketball. He had over 50% from the field. Then he also picked a couple of rebounds and also 6 assists. Then Ochero really top performances. He had 17 points, 5 came from the 3. But there's one thing to note: he scored 3-point shots in the third quarter. That moment was really key, because the Blazers had kind of fallen off, but he resurrected them a bit, and they managed to come back in that game. In the third quarter, Blazers scored 15 points. So another thing to point out from this game is in the first half, it was 20 something in there, but the second half, the third quarter particularly, each team scored the same number of points they scored in the first 2 quarters. So the game opened up a little bit, but it was a tactical matchup, both teams going back and forth, and as the coach Escodatas told me, they wanted it more, and they managed to get that win. So guys, game 2 shall be on next Wednesday, 1 week for both teams to prepare, and hopefully our Savior can have a full squad, because they had only 8 players available to them, and in the fourth quarter there, the fatigue and tiredness caught up with them. So we'll probably want to see them with 12 or 10, 11 players on the day, and maybe they can be able to take game 2 and win game 3. Guys, thank you very much. That was a brief breakdown of the first quarterfinals of the NBL. See you next time.